yesterday.
I've been called worse, I guess.
Okay, I believe it's saying we're live. So let's go. Let's roll. Welcome, live from the crossroads of America. A 1-hour talk show, shooting with disabilities. Talks gun, politics, or anything else, really, that crosses our minds. We'll answer questions from the audience, put them in the chat, and we'll see if we get them. Or you can email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. All the audio files are on Podbean, Stitcher, and iTunes. For your listening pleasure, if you want to go back to past episodes, I have a Patreon account. If you're interested, all this stuff is below on the YouTube page in the info section, I believe. So hang on, I gotta bring my chat over. I gotta disengage my chat, my pop out, then go back to the other screen. I need to get. I need 2 screens here, guys.
I got a spare.
You know. All right, we got Jason Stewart was the first one in tonight. We were having a good conversation. Oh, the snob's wife joined us. How you doing? Kingpin's in the room. Vanessa's here. Gunpowder Beauty. Oh, okay, great. Good to see you. And introduce my panel so far. I don't know who else is going to join us. We have who we got here? Squibload. How you doing, Squib?
Hi, thanks for the invite. And I'd like to say that I met Patriot in the Dark for the first time in person yesterday, even though he only lives 38 minutes away. That's on me. I should drive over there. We don't want him driving. But I was going to tell him when I first met him that I thought he'd be taller, but then I thought for a second, if I say that, his comeback's probably going to be about how bad I smell. So I just didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was shorter than what you thought he was. Yeah. So then we got Kingpin. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. If you go back into the GunTube control room, you can watch your YouTube video and see the chat from that window.
Back into the YouTube.
No, GunTube. YouTube sucks.
I'm in GunTube right now.
Yeah, the control room, right?
I don't know. What's the control room?
Can you see the YouTube chat and your?
No, the only way I can see YouTube chat is I had to pop it out of the live stream window.
Yeah, I don't know. The other day when I used GunTube, I had a little control room where I could watch the YouTube up in the upper left-hand corner, and the chat would be along the right-hand side, and then all my analytics through GunTube were on the screen.
Oh yeah. That's on. That's not on GunTube. That's on YouTube. Oh yeah, I can see that right now as we're talking, but I don't like that. Because
you see why I don't host a show? This is just too much technical crap.
I know we're live, but looking at it, it's got a slight delay in it, and it throws me off looking at it. That's why I don't do it. I'm just being fickle. But I pulled out the chat. I got it here. Who else has joined us? Seven Wonders has joined us. I know because of my internet, my picture's not very clear. I lowered it to the lowest I could. But what I got, he wants to know what my gun was. It's the Smith & Wesson 380 Performance Center with the gold barrel, the gold trigger, and the gold grip safety. I'm pimping it. And I've already been down the range twice, yesterday and today, and it is a sweet firing gun. No recoil. It's even got a fluted barrel. I mean, there's no recoil in it whatsoever. It's sweet. I just got to get a decent defense ammo for it. So that's what I bought. Actually, it's the first firearm I purchased in a year. So I'm glad I got it. You know,
So,
giving up my 45 ACP. I mean, honestly, no recoil. I think when winter sets in here and the arthritis really plays up on my hands, I'm going to be able to shoot this. Plus, I mean, the slide is so easy. It's unreal. You know? So, it's a great gun. And I could hit what I was shooting at, too. Yeah, but no, see, of course, when you buy something new, so I had to go buy new steel targets. Then I had to buy a new thing to hang the targets on. So I'm broke again. You know what I'm saying? It's a never-ending cycle. You know? But there we go. It's all fun. So I more than likely will start reloading 380 is what I plan on doing.
You got dies for it yet?
No, not yet. The cheapest I found so far, brand new, or the cheapest are Lee's, and the cheapest price I found so far for the 4-die set is $46.
It's not bad.
You know.
Well,
Ozzy Osbourne joined us. How you doing?
Hey, Rick.
Yes, Patriot.
Send me a link to that.
Yeah. And Patriot in the
that's
dark.
okay. I'm in the shadow. I'm hiding in the corner.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I be honest with you, the chat, the YouTube chat window is
It's covering me up, huh? You got me hidden.
Yeah. So
You're being censored.
Yeah. I was just going to say, since you were the only person to actually screenshot your response or, going to the GOA or FPC and doing that little giveaway, since you're the only one, I said I was going to buy you the holster for your brand new 380 EZ Performance Center, but you said you already ordered that. So I'll either get you some defense ammo or you send me the links to those dies and I'll pick them up for you. Because you were the only one that did it, so I'm going to splurge a little bit instead of,
the dies would be great, but they're expensive. But I'll send you the link anyway. You know.
Sounds great.
And I'll let you make the decision. You know. I would even take decent secondhand ones if somebody had some. You know what I'm saying? So.
Gun show in Novi in 2 weeks, Patriot.
Yeah.
I just got notified that I'm live. Okay. So, there we go.
Hey, Rick, you're live.
Yes. Now I've lost my chat here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yoder, Texas is on. That's how you pronounce it, isn't it? Yoder? That's how I pronounce it anyway. So, okay. Anybody got any topics for tonight, shooting with disabilities? I mean, I said I was talking about my new firearm, which I bought because of the arthritis that I have in my hands and shoulders. In the summertime, when it's nice and warm, maybe I should move, down to Arizona or down to southern Texas or down to Florida where it's hot most of the year. Then maybe the arthritis wouldn't be so bad, But firing that 45 in the winter months is a killer on my hands. It hurts so bad. But this thing, I think, is going to be sweet.
Now, what do you think? What do you think is causes more of the discomfort when you're racking the slide? Is it the hand that's gripping the gun, or is it the hand that's gripping the slide, and like the action of pulling the slide? Which part of that is?
It's gripping the slide and pulling it back.
Yeah, I second that. I had some arthritis on my hand one day, and I had trouble pulling the slide back on my high power. It's only happened one time, and I said, is this a precursor to what's going to happen when I get older? And it was definitely just, it's almost like you lose kind of the strength, the gripping strength in your hand, and just that pain just shoots right back from your thumb, the back of your thumb, all the way up your arm. Yeah. And it's weird. It's just bizarre.
I got a question then.
And what makes it worse, it's not only with firearms. I mean, you try opening some jars. You know what I'm saying? When it's really bad, you can't even open a jar in the kitchen. It kind of sucks. But
Now, I got a question for you to try. I don't know if you do it or not. Obviously, racking the slide, right? You're having issues like with that 45. Now, have you put it close to you, aiming away, and push the frame away from you, and
yes,
keep the slide? Okay.
yes.
Because I
The
know
only
that
problem,
does help.
the only problem with that is when I push it away with the right hand,
Yeah.
right? I don't have enough strength in the left hand
To hold the slide. Okay.
to hold it still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I do it.
I just know that I've had some people do that where they couldn't just pulling back or on that angle or whatever.
Yeah.
And holding still is a lot easier, and pushing away, you have more strength.
But
So,
I've got the 380 now, so I'm afraid the 45 is being retired to the gun cabinet. I will give it a nice clean, make it all nice and shiny, then it will go into the gun cabinet. And be pulled out every now and then in the summer months when I'm able to shoot it. I might carry it during the summer, next year, but I doubt it though, because once I get my new holster and my pimping gun here, damn, I'm gonna be looking sweet.
You're gonna have to get some rims on your pickup truck to match the gun. So
I know. I'm gonna have to get some gold-colored ribs.
Now I got another quick question about the whole rack and the slide thing.
Yes.
Some of those, I don't remember where I was listening to it. We were talking about something as far as there's like attachments to your slide, to the back of your slide. Sometimes they have maybe a ring or something with your sight that raises up so it more catches, where you're not actually gripping, you're just using the meat of your hand just to be in the way, and you're pushing away or something. Yeah. I was just wondering if, I don't know about carrying or something like that.
There's some firearms out there, some handguns where you can buy a thing to hook on the back. Like on a AR, the charging handle.
Yeah.
Like a little mini one on the back of the slide. You can some firearms you can get those for that.
All right.
Yeah, Midnight Range says, Rick, the best thing to do about having a hard time with your 45 is to give it to me. I'm one of those guys. I know I've only been collecting guns for about 4 years now, but I decided that with the very first gun I bought, which happened to be the 45, so that's not going anywhere, is even if I bought that P64, that thing gives me slide bite, something terrible, but I ain't selling it. I ain't never selling a gun. I'll just put it in the cabinet and leave it there and pull it out and clean it and make it look nice. But I'm never going to sell it.
I just sold my first one.
You sold a gun? I'm saying I'm never going to do it. If financially something happened and I had to, then I would.
I upgraded my Browning BDA 380 to that Wasser 10 AK. So
okay,
I kind of upgraded a little bit. So I didn't get rid of and lose a firearm. I just kind of moved it over laterally because they're about the same, 380.
Oh yeah. Jason Stewart said on the arthritis that blue emu, is that how you pronounce it? Cream helps a lot with arthritis. Yoda Texas said, have you considered reloading and reducing the powder? I do reload. I've been reloading 45 ACP for about 3 years now. Yes, I have. I reduced the load, and it's not so much. I got it. On my, when I'm at the range plinking, I haven't made any defense ammo with. I purchased my defense ammo. Why? I don't know. I just do. Maybe I don't have the confidence in my in my own ammo. I'm not sure yet. But I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I'm full of questions today.
Go for it.
If you lower the grains and such in your ammo, I mean, there's obviously a threshold where you can't go below because of, you know, your stock OEM springs and stuff. But that's when you can start changing your springs, and then you get into a whole another mess. Or is that? I mean, because obviously
I mean, yeah, you got to have a. Yes, right now the lowest I've gone. The book says start at for 45 ACP 230 grain. It says you start at five grains. I think is it grains or grams? I can't remember which one it is. I think
it's grains. See, with 45 ACP, you will never fill that case. If you filled it full of powder, the gun would blow up. And because you can't see down into that case, it casts a shadow. It's a good idea to double check to make sure that you put a powder charge in there. But it uses such a low powder charge compared to some other cartridges that it's really easy to either undercharge it or double charge it. I tried to load mine kind of hot. After I destroyed that barrel with those squibs, I said I don't ever want to do that again. So I tend to load mine to plus P ratings. But even there, you've got a very small window, just a few grains one way or the other, to either reduce the recoil but still allow it not only to function but not to have one get stuck in the barrel. And the other end of the threshold is only a few grains and you're at the max safety level. So 45 AARP is a little bit tricky if you're trying to go one way or the other, not kind of keep it down the middle.
Yeah, I've dropped down. I've got a batch here I got to test. I dropped it down to 3.7 grains. I don't know. That might be a bit too low for it to cycle. We'll find out. But I've dropped it down to 5.4 with no problem.
Take a cleaning rod with you in your range gear, and if you fire it and it makes a pop, not a bang, a pop, and you're not sure, go ahead and drop the mag, cycle, or pull the slide back, lock the slide open, and drop the cleaning rod down the barrel to make sure you don't have an obstruction. If you can see the cleaning rod pop out in the chamber, all right, you're good. But otherwise, you got a bullet jammed in there.
Oh yeah, I do. I think I got one. I think I bought two of them. But
I want to go back to this multiple barrels.
I don't know if you can see it, Squib. I got a copper rod, about, I don't know, 14, 15 inches.
Yeah, that's plenty because it'll drop down the barrel, and you can see that there's no obstruction. If you run it down the barrel and it don't come out in the chamber, you got something in the barrel, and you don't want to keep shooting that, because if you plug 2 or 3 in that barrel, it may or may not explode.
Oh yeah. Yoda Tech says you don't have to shoot your defense ammo very often, I hope, and then I would want all the powder. Yeah, I would want a full charge of my defense ammo. You're right there. Clover Tech said I double charged the 380 one time, and had it not been for the beefed up aftermarket parts of my LCP, it would have been bad. Yeah. Okay, now Vanessa Kitty says I would like to buy Boston Dynamics Spot to carry and use the weapon as my right side deteriorates. I don't know what a Boston Dynamics Spot to carry is. So if you can explain that to me, Vanessa, I would appreciate it. Any other questions, Patriot, or anybody else?
I think it was with Clover, was that thing about the slide. He might know more information on that. I'm not sure. It might have been back with that Guardian Defense.
Yeah.
That one pistol that has the reverse sights in the back, that might have spurred the conversation, because the sights are back, have the flat in the front, so that you can catch it on something to rack the slide. I don't know. I think it was one of those conversations with the ring or something. But
no, okay,
interesting.
Yes. But I said I'm just waiting for the new holster to arrive. Right now, I'm using an old. This is the Remora inside the waistband. It's like a sticky holster thing. I use it for my 38 stubby, but this thing fits in there all right. So that's what I've been using to carry it to the range with. But my 1791 leather holster hopefully should be here this week. Yeah. So I bought some new steel targets. Where is it? Where is it? I got 2 of these steel targets, and I decided this time I bought a couple of shepherd's hooks with 3 legs on them for their stand up. I'm going to try those, see how they work. That down at the range. See, where I go shooting, it's a range, but there's nobody there. There's only me there. So I got to bring my own targets and stuff. Because the only time I've explained this before, the only time this range is used is when they hold them 4 times a year, turkey shoots. And the next one is October the 6th, I believe. If anybody wants to come down, Snellville Conservation Club, first prize is a whole beef. Second prize is half a beef. Then third's a quarter. Then it goes from pieces of meat from then on. I think somewhere along the line you do get a turkey.
That's my kind of turkey, a whole cow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, tandem cross with a K makes a charging ring for a few models called the Halo. Then Slipling Custom Gunworks can modify the slide to have 1 or 2 Rapineers. There you go. That's from Clovertech.
Sweet.
All right. Oh, John Brown Productions in the room. How you doing? So, anything else? Any other questions? Because I got a couple of, I got to do some research, but I was sent some stuff by G-Webs. These are topics I need to look up. Give us some homework. Is training classes for the disabled, bringing 2A to the disabled community. Well, you do that a lot with the visually impaired community, don't you, Patriot?
It's funny that was mentioned. We just had the rally here in Lansing.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of cut out early because a friend of mine that I met at a blind training center brought us lunch. And she's totally blind. And while she was standing there, she told me she just received her CPL. So
there you go.
It was great. I mean, she took the class with me and stuff and passed, but she hadn't really pursued it. But she finally does have it now. So
okay.
So that was pretty cool. I hadn't realized that she had it. So that was really good to hear. So
yeah. So you left the 2A rally for a woman.
Well, for an outstanding handmade sub with well, I left it like 1:20 or so. So it was over.
Yeah, he only left about 28 minutes early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my stepdad was wore out. So it was a great time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another question for us to look up is Kingpin says Patriot hates guns now. There you go.
Yeah, because I left early.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You are all for leaving early.
And
you're going to be on the Yankee Marshal shit list.
Actually, the same lady just said she got, I don't know if it's a license or a tag, but she is going on a bear hunt with her husband.
Nice.
And they've got their rifle and the laser and the whole setup for it. She's worried about shooting the rifle because up to now all she's shot, I believe, is handguns, and so it's like well, you don't want to go. But
You're going in her place.
I was like, wow. But yeah, they're a really nice couple, and he does a lot of long range stuff and goes out west and stuff. So
I mean, like a bear, you know.
Yeah, you gotta be sure, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because if a bear decides to charge you, and you can't, I mean, you're gonna have to have somebody else there who, like a guide or something, who can take over in case you screw up.
Yeah, well, it's she'll have her husband as a spotter, so that they have a whole hunting seasons up here that are prior, they're offset from normal seasons where us blind folk can hunt.
Well, I missed out on it because I'm not a hunter per se, but I was reading it yesterday. Because I get a lot of mail and I just throw it in a pile and I'll get to it when I get to it. I know that's terrible, but 90% of it is junk mail anyway. But it was from the U.S. Navy. And I'm thinking, why the hell is the Navy contacting me? But it was the Crane Navy base here in Indiana. I believe, isn't that where it's at? Here in Indiana, or is it?
Yeah, Crane Naval Weapons Center. It's down in southeast Indiana.
Yeah, well, they have I'm too late to enter it now, but because I'm a permitted. I got the permit to be a disabled hunter for Indiana. I'm invited to enter for a special deer shoot on their base.
I'd be careful about that, Rick. You might be getting drafted.
But
somebody queue up the village people.
But as I said, I didn't open it in time and send it off, so I missed out this year. Hopefully, they'll send me another one next year. So.
Hey, if you don't want to go, there's a couple Marines here that'll go in your place. So
there's that does bring up something. I'm gonna do some research. There is a facility here in Michigan where it's kind of it's for wounded veterans, and they can do there's fishing and there's all sorts of things, but it's all outdoors, hiking and trying to get the group back together kind of thing. It's from what I've heard. I've only checked into it a little bit, but once I get the information, I'll make sure we put it out there.
Yeah,
because there's a bunch of those that are for wounded vets and stuff like that. But
real quick, Jason Stewart wanted to know, how was the actual turnout at the rally?
I think it was anywhere from 500 to 1,000. That's what I saw. You have to ask Squibb. I think there was a lot. I mean, it was
a good turnout.
It was the most I've seen in Lansing, having gone to Lansing 3 different times in 2 years. There were a lot of people. There were vendor tents on the courtyard, and that's not something I've seen there before. I've seen like the little desk for signing up for the NRA or one of the Michigan Pro 2A groups, but they actually had tents and things like that. You could buy a few things or join up. The Michigan Open Carry. Michigan Open Carry was selling memberships for $1. I think the normal membership is $25 a year for an individual and $35 for family, and then they were doing them for $1 and $2. And I thought that was a great way to get people into it, because some people, $25 is not a lot of money, but some people are like, but you get them in for $1, and after a year they read the newsletters or maybe go to some of the meetings or go to some of the events or learn more about what's going on in the state. They might go, all right, yeah, I'm willing to spend $25 to renew. So I thought that was a real class act for them to do that.
Oh yeah, it is.
And they do a lot.
Yeah, Kingpin put in the chat, if anybody's not reading it, but Harrisburg, Pennsylvania 2A rally, September 24th and 25th. So, if anybody's interested.
And Columbus, there's the 14th coming up.
There was one on the 7th, and I went to that one. And anybody out there who wants to see probably the best speech from that rally, go to Budget Guns and Gear Reviews and It should be his, probably within the past 2 or 3 videos he's done. You'll be able to tell he's standing on a podium.
I
but
watched it.
yeah,
I can see where he pieced it together.
yeah, yeah. He had some technical difficulties, but he had multiple cameras on him, so it all worked out. But yeah, that was probably the best speech of that rally. And that one, I think, was kind of thrown together on short notice, whereas the one on the 14th is the one that had been planned. So that one might have a bigger turnout. I don't know. I won't be going back down there on the 14th.
Yeah.
But there weren't a lot of people at the Columbus rally on the 7th. But still, it was good to have some people out there. I know that traffic was a big problem. They had a college game that day, and traffic was really bad. There were accidents everywhere. A lot of people showed up late because they got stuck in traffic. But the rally, I mean, the weather was good, and I listened to most of the speakers, and budget was definitely the best out of all of them. And it was kind of nice then just a couple days later going to Lansing and seeing a much bigger turnout, but I didn't spend as much time listening to the speakers, and I kind of wanted to.
But they had a torrential downpour and thunder and lightning, and nobody left. Well, I guess some people probably did, but not as much as you would think.
You left.
A few people left and didn't come back, but most everybody came back. And what they did was they went ahead and they shut down the podium, and everybody kind of got underneath a tree or a tent or whatever it was. And when it was done, normally they do a march around the Capitol at the end of the rally. Well, they just decided, well, they're trying to get everything reset and move the podium and get everything turned back on and all that. They'd go ahead and do the march then. It was a much shorter march than normally. We go around a lot of buildings. This one was, I mean, it was more or less around the block and back. But still, it was still pretty good to be walking down the street. Here, all these people armed, carrying flags, camo, body armor, you name it. And they're walking in downtown Lansing, Michigan, with all these lawyers and politicians and other professional people out there in suits and ties and briefcases, and we weren't hurting anybody, and we weren't breaking the law either.
And what I thought was good about that, I mean, I didn't go, but somebody mentioned this, and I agreed with them, was when we hold rallies on a Saturday or Sunday, there ain't nobody there. I mean, like you held it on a Tuesday. I know some people have to give up work, but at least the people you're trying to show that you care are actually in the offices working.
So there were lots of suits and skirts coming out of the building, walking past us. I don't know exactly who they were. I did look at one of the Lansing news stations. I did watch their YouTube feed later, and I guess they were voting on something that had to do with the budget. So there were people in there that were our representatives talking about money. They weren't talking about guns. But at one point I was filming somebody that was speaking, and you could see a guy pull the curtain back, and he's looking out at all of us. And I turned the camera on him, and when he saw me turn the camera on him, he let the curtain go and took off. But yeah, they were looking at us. They were walking through us. They were walking past us. And then you also have to understand, when it disperses, everybody has to go to a parking structure to get in their vehicle. So here's all these people with guns walking around downtown, and they're not in a group now. I walked past a bunch of I don't know, lawyers, real estate agents, doctors. I don't know what they were, but they were all, dressed in suits and having their meeting out on the sidewalk and stuff, and talking about money stuff. And here I am with an AR-15 slung over my shoulder, and they didn't even bat an eye. I had people drive past. Some people looked. Some people didn't even. It's kind of like, eh. And not everybody knows there's a rally that day. But nobody screamed. Nobody stopped and pointed. Nobody honked their horn. Nobody nothing. And I've had this at other rallies too. When you're walking to and from your car, nobody. I tell you what, they will yield to you as a pedestrian. That is one thing I've noticed. When I got a rifle slung over my shoulder, they will definitely, because you've been downtown and somebody runs a red light, or they're making a left or right hand turn. You have the right of way, and they about run you over. When they see that rifle, dude, they back right off.
Oh, they do. Road rage.
Yeah, yeah, and nobody was pointing them at anybody. Nobody was doing anything that was, threatening or menacing, or different people had them slung in different ways, and not everybody had a long gun. but still, it went off pretty good, especially with the weather. And you're right. On a Tuesday, or any sort of weekday, it is better, but it is so inconvenient. It is, and is sometimes for some people, it's difficult to get time off work. It really is.
When I was walking to the rally in Harrisburg with midnight, I followed him to a parking lot, so I walked with him up to the rally, and only one person gave me kind of a strange look, and I was like, big deal, I'm carrying a gun, but since I've had time to reflect back on it, they were probably just wondering, what I was doing with midnight.
Yeah, that's probably.
There's a rumor that there was even a blind guy walking around open carrying at that rally too, but
That
I
would be more
can't
scary.
confirm or deny that.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Here's the thing, guys. If you think Patriot sticks out in a crowd, he doesn't. I was doing a cane check. I was literally every time I saw somebody with a cane, I'd go and come around the front side and go, nope, that's not him. Go around it, nope, that's not him. No, he's a hard guy to find.
It's funny because in Lansing, they've got a BEP. It's a business enterprise program, and they're supposed to be ran by a percentage of blind people. And there's a whole big thing. I don't know much about it, but there are a lot of people that work in the Capitol buildings and the representatives and all the different places. The state police and all that stuff, running different things. Cafeterias and stuff like that. So there are a lot of people around there. And that was one thing that we were standing in that tent, and I'm standing there, and everybody's crowded in. Well, this lady's trying to barge through there, dragging some poor helpless blind person. And she's like, "Hey, she's blind," and then she looks at me and kind of shakes my cane, which is kind of odd, but yeah, it's.
Is that the secret blind handshake? You guys?
No, that was the lady leading her. I'm like,
okay.
Knocked her over. Leave me alone. That's like, don't touch my eyeballs.
Real quick, Midnight Range said he's hoping to take up a lot of space at the rally on the 24th and 25th, so less of the bitchy moms can fit in the room. I understand that. Take up a couple of 2 or 3 seats in one go.
Yeah. Actually, Rick, it would probably help if you went up there too. Because with that scooter, nobody would get around you.
Oh, yeah.
And then all you got to do is just do the whole "excuse me, pardon me" thing. Maybe run a couple of them over on the way up, and
now park the scooter in front of 3 or 4 seats, then go sit in another couple next to that, and have Midnight there. We could take up a whole front row. Between the two of us.
Now, Squib, did you see any protesters?
No, I did not. At Columbus, I did. They had 2 shifts. They had a morning shift and they had an afternoon shift because there was a break in the middle for lunch. Everybody, I guess, went over to Tim Hortons or something. But there were about 4 or 5, and one of them had a megaphone on both shifts. And they were just shouting obscenities and stuff like that. And get to Lansing, I didn't see not one person. I didn't even see somebody holding a sign. And I was reading some of the signs thinking, there's got to be one of them in the crowd. There's got to be one. No, not at all. Not at all. So, and that would be 3 times I've gone to Lansing and 3 times I haven't seen a protester in Lansing. So, I don't know. Maybe.
And that is a college town with MSU and stuff. So there are people from all over.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand that there are a lot of kids that get their first views of the world twisted by some college professor with an agenda, but how many of them really, want to go out and do that sort of thing and instead of, I don't know, hanging out in the dorm and playing video games? So, I don't know. But yeah, I did not see any in Lansing. And I overall, I just think it went off really well. There were some people I thought they were going to be there that weren't, but I mean, who knows what their circumstances were? And I did see some of the usual characters though. And it's kind of getting to something where you start to go into these rallies and you start recognizing people that you don't know. So even if they're wearing something different, so it's rally life, I guess. I'm always kind of pushing the whole rally thing because I think that if somebody's really on the fence about going, or they've never gone, or they've got a list of 10 really lame excuses not to go or whatever. I mean, there are legitimate reasons, but just try it once. Just go to one once. If you don't like it, don't ever go again. But just go there, listen to the speakers, maybe talk to some people. I talked to strangers, and I was totally fine with it. When I was on the walk, the little march around I was walking next to another veteran, and he had an FAL. Well, if that doesn't start up a conversation, I don't know what will. And we just started talking about milsurp guns, and it was a really good conversation. And you don't know who you're. I was standing underneath a tree with some of the militia guys that I'd seen there before, and talking to them. And there was a guy underneath the tree there that this is his very first rally. He had never gone to one before. He works a lot. It's really hard for him to get time off work and stuff like that. And he managed to make it. And I just talked to him about what my experiences were at other rallies to maybe kind of give him an idea. And he had no idea about people going to other states to go to a rally. It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So I appreciate the people that I see at some of these rallies that do come from other states. I mean, Roll Call drove all the way from Indiana to come out to Columbus. He probably had the furthest drive of anybody. So yeah. I appreciate anybody who's able to make the time, pay the fuel, pay the parking, do all the stuff. And I understand rallies are not the only way to try to do something. They aren't. But I'm just saying, if you haven't gone, just give it a try once.
Yeah, real quick, just slight thing here. When Kingpin stands next to me, next to each other. Oh, this is from Midnight Range. When Kingpin when we stand next to each other, we look like the number 10. People probably thought an episode of Sesame Street was being filmed. Today's show is brought to you by the number 10.
I was thinking Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, I was going to go there. Yeah.
Are they trying to say you're fat, Midnight Range?
No, round. I mean, no. He's a big guy.
Yeah, well, I know. He's a chef. Hey, he's a chef.
You never trust a skinny one.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. Never trust a skinny chef. So, mind you, I did know one skinny chef. He was pretty good, but he was the exception rather than the rule. So, Rob the New York Outcast said, I'm scanning back when we were talking about how they let you cross the road because you had your weapons on you. He said they ought to let people put gun racks back in their vehicles. That might make them be a bit more polite too.
One of the things that was brought up about the people there, it's not just slinging, rifles over the shoulder. I guess there was a bunch of like cowboy action guys, carrying their belts and all that stuff, which was it. My stepfather, he was interested in that. That guy's got like a black leather holster, and it's got 45 shells all around. Just he's not really into it that much, but it really interested to him. Wow, that looks like a rig from a Western or something, which is not something you normally see unless you're actually in it or look for it, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. But you were more interested in meeting this lady. You went there for a date.
I went for food. Oh, speaking of that, that's what I was going to say. You were talking about midnight. One of the things that was there, they had the tents with your organizations and the militias and all the different groups in there. They also had a hot dog vendor, right? And the
hot
line
dog
was,
sandwich vendor.
Well, just
I'm
getting to that. So this line was enormous, supposedly, like crazy long, except when it was raining, the line got really short for the hot dog sandwiches. So. But yes.
What? A hot dog is a sandwich?
That's what I think. I think that once that vendor said he was selling hot dogs and they weren't sandwiches, everybody left. It was either that or the rain, but I think it was probably the rain.
I guess the real question is, would you stand in the rain for a hot dog sandwich?
The line was shorter, but it wasn't gone. So I.
Yeah. Midnight Range said Patriot in the Dark skipped out on the Second Amendment for some tail. Basically he did. You know?
I was still in the area. They just pulled up on the up by the sidewalk and handed us food. So I hadn't really left. I was still there, and I had to. Once I was done with that, I actually had to walk through the rally again. So
real quick, Raphael's in the chat. Raphael, I mailed your package to you on Monday morning, so hopefully you'll get it tomorrow. I'm hoping, or Friday. So this one. Oh, real quick, while we're on that, it's 7:45. Don't forget, I'm back again this Saturday. I'm back to a weekly Saturday show now, people. But also, while I'm on this, before I get the question out again for Saturday's quiz, if anybody's got any swag they want to send my way to give away as prizes, just email me and I'll send you my mailing address, because I'm almost running. I'm out of patches. I've got some stickers left, you know. But I just wanted to mention that. Hey, and I'm willing to say this patch or these stickers donated by so-and-so YouTube channel. I'll do that. I don't have a problem with it. So anyway, the question for this Saturday's email, this is email question, is, and it's an easy one. In the movie with Tom Selleck, it's another Western, Last Stand at Saber River, is that how you pronounce it? He played a character called Paul Cable. I want to know what his carry sidearm was and what was special about it. Also, what was, plus his rifle, what was the make and model of that as well, and what was special about that too. So, what was his make and model of carry gun, and what was special about it, and also his rifle, what was the make and model, and what was special about it. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com and get it to me by lunchtime, or 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, the only time that really counts. You know, even though I'm way down here in southern Indiana, we're still on Eastern Time where I'm at. 4 miles west, it's Central Time, but I'm still on Eastern Time. So it gets confusing when you have doctor's appointments and stuff, if you got to go that 4 miles west. So that's the question. So if anybody's got any swag they want to send me, just email me and I will send you my address. And I will gladly say it was donated by so-and-so. I'll plug you. I don't mind. I'll be a shill. I have no problem with it. So, okay. What were we talking about? Before I interrupted everybody.
Rallies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Night Strike's in the room. How you doing, Night Strike? Good to see you. I will get with you later because I got a few questions about this platform that I want to know. You know, the things that can we do, you know, like lower thirds and all that kind of good stuff. So, anyway. Well, what was anything? Oh, yeah. On this list of other research I got to do, here's another good topic for us to work on. Disabled shooters organizations. How many are there and what are they? So that's another good one I need to research. So he's giving me some good ideas here. I'm just throwing this out there. If you guys got any questions or anything, you know, that you want to ask on this Shooting with Disabilities, just email them to me. And I can add them to the list. Because the list right now is a blank page. You know, just wanted to mention that. It's almost quitting time, actually, because I'm getting hungry, as everybody knows. I eat after this show. I just keep this one to an hour because the Saturday one can last up to 2 hours. This past week, I think it lasted an hour and 15 minutes, I think. But
I got a little something we could talk about for a second.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and post the link so you guys don't have to hear me banging on my computer for a second. But our friend JD over at A Bloke's 2 Cents has got a giveaway going for a CGS Mod 9 suppressor. I don't know what that means. Apparently, it's pretty good. So go check that out. It's for a really good cause. One of his friends has a 10-year-old daughter who is in serious need of some medical care right now. So if you go over and check out the link that I'm going to post in the chat here, there's all the directions and everything on how to get in. It's going through GoFundMe. So what you're going to want to do is after you make a $20 donation to GoFundMe, take a screen share of your GoFundMe receipt or however that works, and email that to Bloke. That way he can enter you into the contest. Because if you don't email him that, he doesn't know that you entered. So you got to send that to him. So right now for $20, you get the CGS Mod 9 suppressor. You'll have to go look that up to find out what that means. Plus, the $200 tax stamp is going to be paid as a part of the giveaway.
That's what I was just going to ask. Wow.
Well, and there's actually more. There is also going to be the way it's been described to me. Bloke can explain like where it's coming from and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, there's going to also be a bulletproof vest thrown in on top. Apparently, some type of stab-proof, tactical bulletproof vest that comes with a case. So you get the suppressor, the $200 tax stamp, the bulletproof vest, and the carrying case for the vest, all for your $20 donation. And you're not, I mean, all that stuff is irrelevant. Screw all that stuff. The little girl needs some help, and $20 is definitely a reasonable donation to make, or ask for, rather. If you don't have the $20 and you'd like to still make a donation, $1 is great. Nobody's going to scoff at $1 donation. It's going to be just as appreciated as the $10,000 donation. That being said, JD would like you to take pictures of any size donation that you make, even if it's $1, and email that to him. That way he can show his gratitude and let you know how much he appreciates you helping his friend out and helping this little girl. Then also, you'll need a FFL SOT. So when you call your FFL after you win, make sure that they have the SOT, so that way they can transfer suppressors, because apparently not every FFL can transfer a suppressor. So you get
okay, they got to have a special attachment or something to their license or whatever.
That's just as simple as just calling whatever FFL or local gun shop that you're around or whatever and asking that question. So and if you don't want the suppressor at all, or you don't want to make a donation at all, that's fine too. If you make videos, make a video about it. If you post stuff on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, get the message out there and draw people that may be interested in either making a donation or trying to win the stuff. So if you want to win some stuff, or your next door neighbor wants a suppressor, tell them, hey, throw $20 this way and you got a chance to win a really cool prize pack. But anything would be appreciated. So, and if you don't want to do any of that stuff at all, at least go check out the video, leave a thumbs up on the video, and that's cool enough. So, $20. $20 is going to get you a $900 some odd dollar suppressor, $200 tax stamp. I don't know how much a vest costs. Let's say $400. I don't know how much they cost. So you're getting over $1,000 worth of stuff for $20. And like I said, none of that stuff is important because this little girl needs some help.
Great, no problem. Is he having a show tonight, by the way?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any links. I know he's been super busy with school lately.
Yeah.
So he may not be doing a show tonight. I'm not too sure.
I mean, that's why he hasn't joined in on our chats, because I know he's got classes or something in school he's doing, going for his master's in psychology or whatever it is he does. So, okay, but that was great on there. So, what else was I going to ask? There was something I was going to ask too. I can't remember what it was. So it couldn't have been that important.
I got a quick short one.
Yeah.
Also check out Blind Shooter. He's always on here. He's been a little busy, but he has a video about today being 9/11. It's a challenge. It's not, no giveaways, none of that stuff. But it's just it's something that should be done. If obviously most of us are old enough that lived through it. He's got good points as far as doing a good deed for somebody you don't necessarily like. There's a bunch of stuff, so just check it out. I would appreciate it.
All right.
And also Sandhill Shooters as the hashtag never forget, same kind of thing. So
Okay. Oh, okay. Two Live Moose said it's Masters in Occupational Therapy. Oh, there you go. All right. And Squib's turned his camera on. He's doing his roof inspection where he works. So there we go. So I'm having hot dog sandwiches tonight, by the way. Hot dog on the grill, slap it on a slice of bread, a bit of mustard, you're good to go. Mustard and some relish, I think, and you're good to go. That's all you need. A good hot dog sandwich.
That's good. I made chili mac.
You did, huh?
Yep.
See, the problem is, I don't like the mac. The chili's fine, I mean, what is the American? I was working this out today, right? I came back to the United States in '95, so I've been here 20-something odd years now, right? I've actually lived here in the United States longer in one session than I lived in England in one stretch. But I still, when something gets me, I always say you guys. I don't know why. I just do. I guess that's the English in me coming out.
You're still loyal to the Queen.
Yeah. What's your obsession with macaroni and cheese, for Christ's sakes? That is disgusting. That's almost as bad as green bean casserole.
What's wrong with mac
we
and
don't need a
cheese?
dish called spotted dick.
Yeah.
Spotted dick. Hey, nice strike.
See what happens when you talk bad about America? Night Strike shows up to stand up for the
Now,
food.
the real debate on mac and cheese is whether or not you get it out of a box or you make it homemade.
Rick, do we need someone to fake an English accent and ask you if you want some spotted dick and some, what was it, blood pudding?
Midnight Rain said it. If you're going to talk about you hate mac and cheese, you better shut up. You're going to lose some subs. I don't like mac and cheese. I'm sorry. It's not the cheese I don't care. I don't like macaroni. I don't
Okay,
like,
all macaroni. Do you like spaghetti?
yes, I love it.
Okay, it's the same stuff, dude.
But there's something about it I don't, it's weird. I can eat the other stuff. Actually, I had it for dinner last night. My cousin next door made a whole bunch.
Oh, okay, Rick, how can you put brown sauce on literally every dish you eat, but not handle cheese?
Brown sauce is great.
No, that's not the question. How can you put it on everything you eat, but not handle cheese on pasta?
I don't know, because it just makes it sort of, I don't know. I guess it reminds it because it becomes slippery and slidey as it slides down your throat. It's like eating an oyster. Ugh. Oh, I mean, it's like eating liver. You ever eaten liver? Oh my God! As you're chewing, it gets bigger and bigger in your mouth. Oh, it's disgusting.
I don't like liver.
Well, that's the same as eating mac and cheese to me.
No. Mac and cheese is delicious. You shut your dirty mouth, otherwise you're losing subs.
That's fine. Well, hey, Sunday I made a roast beef in the oven, and I had roast potatoes, real roast potatoes, so crispy golden outside and fluffy on the inside, and put brown sauce all over it. It was great. With English mustard. Oh man, you can't be. Oh, what is brown sauce? It's almost like steak sauce to a certain degree, but it's got the consistency of like ketchup. but it's got a steaky sort of taste, a steak sauce.
I've had it before. It's basically if you take A1 steak sauce and water it down a bit, that's brown sauce.
Okay, there you go. So,
You know.
all right. Hey, it's 8:01. The hot dogs are calling. So let me go through the panel here for any shout outs or plugs. Patriot.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. Thanks for doing the show. Really appreciate it. And I don't know, just check out Blind Shooter, his video, Sandhill Shooters, and make sure you go over to JD and check that out too. It's all important. I got a couple videos out, but yeah, I get around to it.
All right.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, Yoda Texas said, "Looky there, someone thumbed down this show." That's more like midnight because I talked bad about mac and cheese. That's okay. It all counts.
You shut your mouth about mac and cheese.
Hey, Midnight's pretty fired up right now.
I know.
He's so disappointed in you, Rick.
Yeah. You got any shout outs or plugs, Kingpin?
Yeah, I'd like to plug my shout outs and give my shout outs plugged.
That works. How about you?
Thanks for having me. It's always a good time. No
You're on the roof. Can you talk, Squib?
Yeah, I got my camera on in case I get hit by lightning. Then it'll be live on your show, and you'll become a YouTube sensation.
It's getting dark.
That's because of the rain clouds.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the moon's over there somewhere. There it is.
Okay. So you got any shout out on plugs or anything?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right, no problem. So, Night Strike, how about yourself? Any plugs, shout outs?
Yeah,
I got a shout out real quick. This show is being brought to you by chambers.guntube.org.
GunTube Chamber. Just say GunTube Chamber.
GunTube Chamber then, okay. GunTube Chamber.
Good.
That's a platform I'm using now. So,
It's a platform a lot of us are using.
So I just want to mention now that it's up and running now, so you can use it. It's pretty friendly so far. Once I figured out the things, so
yeah, we've got 2 streaming servers up for GunTube Chamber right now, so 2 simultaneous rooms can live stream. We're hoping to get more up soon, but Indiegogo is dragging their ass on reimbursing us with the campaign money. So until we get that, we can't do anything else.
all right, totally understand. It takes them a while because I think what they do, they make sure everybody who donated that the money clears from wherever they're paying it from.
Which is yeah, they say that, but which is funny because whenever I do anything on Indiegogo, it takes out of my account that second. It doesn't wait 5 or 15 days. I think what they're doing is they're trying to get interest on the money before they send it to people.
Midnight Range goes, I like to plug American's favorite, mac and cheese. Go back to the Queen and her baby boy if you don't like it. He hasn't he's trying to give me the thumb down, but he's still in the room, so that's good. That's good.
I agree with Fatso. Midnight Range TM.
Yeah. All right. I want to appreciate it to everybody who stopped by. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, pass the word around, share, all that good stuff. This is what YouTube needs to keep us on air. But luckily, we've got they killed us by taking away Hangouts, but Night Strike came through with gun tube. What you say?
Just call it GunTube Chamber, okay?
GunTube Chamber. There we go.
Go to guntube.org and check out the side menu. Scroll down to GunTube Interactive, and GunTube Chamber link is right there if you want to use it. If you want to use the direct link, it's chamber.guntube.org. And with that, use it, have fun, have chats, continue fighting the good fight, and we'll see you next week on Rick's Show.
All right, appreciate it. And I'm back again. I'll be back this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern using GunTube Chambers again. So I will see you all then. Thank you all for being here. Good night, everybody.
Never Fear the
Shall
Dark.
not be infringed.
Tony loves Chatsy.